All right. Welcome back to the One More Thing Tech Podcast. As you guys know, I'm your host, Quasi.
And I'm Adam.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have a packed episode for you today, right? If you looked at the title of the episode, you would have seen that we're talking about price hikes and foldable iPhones and the GTA 6 countdown. But honestly, those aren't even the best topics today. So you're going to have to stick around and find out what we're talking about. I know we got some Prime Day deals, and let me tell you guys something. This morning, me and Adam were going over these Prime Day deals, and Lord have mercy. When we get to that segment, you guys will hear about it. But as
It's
far as
just
that
not good,
goes,
man. It's just not good for your wallets right now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean,
It's
you guys
just,
might be broke
it's
by
a
the end of the
problem.
week.
All right. Let's start the first topic, Quasi. So we have official word from Tim Cook with an interview with the Wall Street Journal. Out loud, he has mentioned that unfortunately, price increases are unavoidable. We are going to do our best to migrate a huge increase that is being passed on us and trying to shield our customers from this increase, but the situation has become unsustainable. So Tim Cook is basically saying we are going to be seeing price increases on not the just upcoming iPhone, Quasi, but the current iPhone 17 series selection.
This is
I
unfortunate. This is obviously not
give
news
Apple
that you want to
props
hear.
though. They've really done their best to shield us, as Tim Cook did say, from these price hikes. But at what point is it too much? Because phones are not always the most affordable device out there anyway, right? But we
This is
all
true.
use them like crazy. So, people might be asking, what's the price going to actually be? I mean, right now we're looking at $200 to $300 more for the same device.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
It's it's quite it just hurts. So that means the Ultra coming out this year is going to be, sorry, not the Ultra, sorry. Said the wrong. The Fold was already expected to be egregiously cost, but now it's going to be more. We're looking at $2,000 to $2,500. That's what they anticipated, right? It might be closer to three at this point.
Wow.
And I don't know, it's already a tough sell, I think, because of just what it is. And it's a first generation product, and we're going to see less features. And that price is going to come out. You're like, oh, that's hard. What are your thoughts, Quasi?
I mean, yeah, so obviously price hikes don't inspire inspire confidence as a buyer. I don't want to go and have to spend more money for the same product. But let's be honest with ourselves. Apple has done the best job in the industry of protecting us from feeling the blow up to this point, right? We saw PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox all have to rise their prices almost immediately after the RAM shortages. And this is something that's been going on for a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And this is the first time we're seeing any sort of increase in price from Apple. So I'm going to take this moment to just say, hey, Tim, thank you so much, right? First and foremost, you are a great CEO, right? And we know that you're leaving, but you will be missed especially for protecting. You've always put the consumer first, right? A lot of people will say Apple just wants you to spend more money. Apple wants you to do X, Y, Z. No, everything that Apple's done in the last couple of years has been, most of the things Apple has done in the last couple of years has been just to make the consumer experience better. So I really appreciate that from you guys. Also, it had to tell us about it now because John Turnus takes over on September 1st. And if he came out the gate with, hey guys, this is really awkward, but we're increasing prices. Yeah, people wouldn't like him off the bat, right? We want to keep his I don't want to, how do I put it? It's not brand identity, but we want to keep his likability up, right? And it's not
Yeah,
John Turnus's fault at all.
it's
It's
not, and
it's AI's.
we are at and we mentioned this several times. I'll just go over it again briefly. It's really difficult, catastrophic bubble that we're in. And here's
Yeah,
why. At one point, using AI, whatever platform you do use, can be helpful, beneficial, and really cool what it does. But on the other hand, it's like people don't have water. There's an overabundance of price increases for your electric bills because, like, they don't have to pay that for some reason. When I use a lot of electricity, I gotta pay for it, but not them. Like, there's all this, like, crazy things happening with AI that it's like a 50-50 split for some people because they use it, it's great, but at the same time, my gosh, Barbara in, like, wherever country or, state, whatever that uses, sorry, not uses, that is affected by this, it's hard. It's hard to, like, completely stop using it. I kinda want to, but then again, my gosh, it's hard to not use it for certain things, and it's crazy, and I think the worst thing of it is, people are affected that are close by, and then right after that is all the price increases. It's egregious. And it's affecting, like, everything electronic, and that
that's
is
true.
like, we know that Apple is not the most affordable for most devices. There's a premium cost to what they offer and do, right? But at the same time, now it's like, they're even pushing back the base models because they had to wait till next year because of this, and those are getting more expensive too, and you're like, "Man, the MacBook Neo came at the right time," because that's, like, the last product of this year we'll probably see that's, not affected by this huge increase in prices. So and that's what we knew. We knew that Apple secured enough RAM and chips to make things sustainable as long as they could, but they keep selling things, so they gotta make more at some point, right? And that's the hard part about this. So, I really think that I honestly think, Wasty, we're at a time where this is like the peak of this AI cost increase, and we're gonna see it go down because people are gonna realize this is it's too much. It's just too much. Right? When it affects my food on my table, when it affects maybe I'll get something that I have to have for my job or this, and so on. When it affects that, I can't get enough water pressure. Now I have like a hotel kind of style water pressure where it just drips almost. There's gonna be a time people get fed up with it. And there's gonna be some changes. And when that happens, I think it's gonna be sooner or later, right? So this is one small example of it being a problem. And this is a problem for, like, first world people, right? This is
Yeah,
not the problem, like, for Barbara that can't get water because of AI, data centers, and whatnot, right? The thing to keep in mind is this. People forget this very little concept as well, that it's not just AI that's in these data centers, right? You're talking about platforms across the world that use the same very thing, not just for AI, but in general, right? AWS with Amazon, Microsoft, Google as a whole, and like just normal platforms that you use every day. They also use data centers as well. So you're combining the AI side plus this as one big conglomerate for AI and just data center usage, and it's just crazy high in usage, and that's also part of the issue. So don't always blame AI. I will give that little part of AI. It's not just their fault. They're just a part of the issue, and that's kind of just us as consumers. We use a lot of services and things from other brands because of that. This is part of the effect of that, and we're just affected by it in multiple ways, and this is one of those ways. So I want the audience to let us know with AI, is it to the point where you want to stop using it or take a pause from it to just take a step back and hopefully help this cause? Or are you like, man, I just can't. I use it too much. I rely on it now. I mean, my work makes me use it, or this, whatever it is, right? Like, let us know in the comments below which side you fall, or are you in the middle, right? And that's what I want to know from the audience. I mean, even you, Quasi. I mean,
yeah.
what's your side of that? Is it too
So
much now?
I'm one of those people who so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm better than everybody and I don't use AI. No, I've used AI quite a few times, right? Um, I use it pretty much to help me with my workflow. Sometimes I'll ask it honestly, I probably am the problem now that I think about it. I have a lot of chats with Gemini about the smallest stuff, right? I'll be like, "Hey Gemini, I don't feel like doing my own research. So what's the difference between the Subaru Forester, Outback, and Crosstrek, right? And then I do find it a little bit more convenient. It also like kind of helps my workflow, but also, right, I'm not at the point where I'm dependent on AI, right? I can still do my own things. If I wanted to, I could do that research on my own. I just didn't feel like it, you know? And that's kind of I feel like there's a sweet spot and you don't want to be overly reliant on AI, but also we've seen it before. If you don't change with the times will change without you, right? Like they're not waiting on you. So I do think that everybody should be at least familiarizing themselves a little bit with it, but that doesn't mean you have to like it, right? I'm not in love with AI, right? I do think that some of
Some
the
people are.
benefits outweigh the cons, but then there's a lot of cons that outweigh some of the benefits. So it's like I would just say don't overuse it, right? You don't want to become reliant on it. Like I've said multiple times, like I've made that very clear that I don't think anybody should become reliant on AI.
Well, let me pause you for 1 second, Quasey. Sorry to cut you off. I think part of the reason why, for me at least, AI is used more than I ever used to use it is because doing a standard search in like Google, or if you do for some reason use Yahoo or whatever platform, right? You don't get the results you think you should get for what you searched.
Mm,
And that's my issue. Like, I shouldn't have to go through 4 pages of Google to get what I want, right? Why
I
can't the
agree.
search do what I want or give me the answers that I want now? It's not that I have to have the now thing. It's what if I search something and I don't know this topic per se, and I'm reliant on the first page of Google, right? And what if I'm misleaded because of an ad that they want to sell the ad slot? Or what if it is because Google likes CNN where I get their article first? Or, there's just different ways that they can put with that, right? But like, I just want the answer, right? Like, here's an example of what I've used. What is the difference between this product and this product? And which location near me can I get this pick up today? You cannot find that in Google search without using Gemini, right? Easily. That's not going to give you that information. You're going to get, first of all, like Walmart.com, which by the way is awful because here's why. You say in store only, and then it shows you like ads of like storefronts that are not in store only. But like, I want this information and then links to where to get it. And AI does that far better than any search engine combined, hands down. For me, that's the biggest reason why I use it more than anything else because of that very reason. And
Mm,
it's because it can't find the exact things I need it to do easily. But the very funny thing is, the same platform that offers the AI services gives you that information that you're looking for. So why can't it kind of mix together and make it a better search engine too? So that's my probably biggest reason to use AI more than anything else because a search online is far better with AI. Am I saying it's always accurate? No, but what I'm saying is the information I want, I get in less than 20 seconds. And that's my whole point. And in doing a search for Google, it's you go to a page, you're like, okay, these are obviously paid ad slots, or it's not what I want. And I said I want to be a free platform and it's to be a free trial instead of this. You know what I'm saying? Like they use free in keywords, and that's what it uses for its search, but it's wrong, you know? It's the fine details matter to me. That's what I'm getting at.
agree.
All that to say, the price increase at Apple is happening, whether we like it or not, and I'm guessing it's across the board with every product line, and that's bad. Not services thus far, just physical hardware, to be clear.
It's true.
Okay.
All right. So let's move on to the next topic. Although there are some unfortunate price hikes, I don't think we'll be seeing that in the Apple TV, right? So we're supposed to be seeing a new Apple TV 4K this fall. And according to Mark Gurman, it's it's coming along the HomePod and the HomePod Mini, which is gonna make your entire living room more intelligent, right? And you might say, well, Quasey, what could be new about an Apple TV? Right? There's not much they can change. Well, you're gonna be getting that new Siri, right? obviously they're gonna wanna upgrade it to allow you to use that new Siri AI, which is actually really cool. I think it's a really good feature. Um, they might be changing the remote, just tweaking it a little bit, not too much. It's not gonna be a full overhaul from what I've heard, but it should have a new ultra wideband chip so that you can find it with your iPhone. Because everybody knows that the only downside to the Apple TV is how small the remote is and how easily it gets into the couch cushions. And then
Yes.
there's gonna be some new Apple Intelligence features. Now, you're gonna say, "Quasey, what are the new Apple Intelligence features?" I'm gonna look at you like this, because I have no clue what they could be adding to a TV, right? Obviously, it's gonna be able to see what's on your screen and react to that, but aside from that, I'm lost. I have no clue. I'm in as much suspense as you guys are.
Well, it does kinda say in the article, Quasi.
Well, there's only so many things, like advanced photo editing tools. I'm not editing photos on my TV. That's just not a
Visual
thing I do.
intelligence, HomeKit
Okay.
secure video upgrades, which means that there's speculation that there's also this year or next year, Apple's fleet of home security products. So like cameras and like your switches and stuff for your doors that'll notify when it's open up or closed. Kind of like what Arlo has in a sense. Um, so Apple's gonna get into that game as well. Interesting little take on that too. I never thought Apple would do something like that at all. But expand your product line, I guess, right? And what do you think about that, Quasi? A security system and camera system from Apple. What is that? How's that fit into what you might want?
Well, considering the fact that I live in an apartment, I don't need like an entire
So
home security system.
why not?
But considering the fact that my family lives in a house protected by ring, excuse me, I don't know what's going on with me why I'm burping all of a sudden. But considering the fact that my house has like ring cameras and everything, I think I'm not the one who set them up.
I know, but like all you gotta do is ask next time and just make sure
I
they're not
mean,
buying bad
I
choices,
just don't
bad
think it's
things.
that bad. My dad really likes it, so I don't know. Big pops, he's really in tune. He does a lot of research before he purchases something.
I would be the first to tell you, maybe he did research, but he did the wrong kind.
Did you have a bad experience with the ring?
I just know from, the constant security flaws with them, meaning that, like, supposedly it's not hard to hack those, first off. That's kind of a bad thing.
That's
S
not a great thing to hear.
not just, like, someone's coming to your house to hack them. I'm talking about, like, they could just, be in Guatemala or something and just, like, hack your security cameras and just kinda see what you see and, like, maybe scrub footage that you don't want them to scrub and, stuff like that, and there's better quality cameras too that have better overall video quality and distance of angles and, stuff like that, and they're cheaper for their subscription too. Are they the worst? No, but just know that Ring has been compromised several times, and if I'm using that for a security solution and they're also hacked, it's kind of like a bad thing, right? I mean,
I mean, yeah,
if your security company gets hacked, like, several times, do you still trust them for security?
I guess, but I haven't really heard about any of that, so
I mean, I'm not saying that
ignorance
the
is
UI
bliss.
sucks and whatnot, I have a problem with that, like, if I have security cameras, like, somebody in the house or even surrounding my house, like, and then someone else can see that, "Hey, they're not home, it's time to go send some people from Home Alone 2 to rob your house." You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me kind of makes me question if I should get them, you know? It's like
Yeah.
LastPass, right? Who at this point is gonna use LastPass to password manager when, like, every other year they're hacked, and hacked badly? Like, the hashes are hacked so they can see the direct password for you and all your stuff. Like, to me, that just makes me not wanna use it. That's just me, though, right? I mean, do your own research, right? Don't listen just to me, but that kinda stuff scares me a little bit. Am I saying what I have is unhackable? Not at all, but I I wanna give them the benefit of the doubt, essentially. So, that's all I'm saying, just do your research. That's why to me, I wouldn't get them. Not saying as a product they're awful, the video is pretty good and they have a good affordability, but there's a cost to that. And I hope they improve. Maybe they'll have next year's version where it's like locked down way more than it ever was. And I hope that for them the best, you know?
Okay.
I'm excited for the new Apple TV, by the way, though,
Yeah,
because
that's
here's the reason why. We haven't had a new one in a bit. It's been a long time, right? It's been like what, 3 years, if not more.
clue.
It's been multiple years at least. And I know that there's a certain somebody that I work with that has pointed out to me specifically that they were looking forward to the Apple TV this year, and they thought with the announcement recently that they had, that's when they're going to see the Apple TV announcement. I'm like, it doesn't usually come out now; it comes out a little bit later than this. Well, now we know that it's coming out this fall, along with the iPhones. So I'm excited for this because, you know, I want to see them have better stuff, and this is their opportunity to do just that. And this is to be the very first John Turnus Apple TV. So I'm just curious how that's going to roll out and what's going to be new about it. Are you thinking about getting it, Quasi, the new Apple TV, or not really?
Probably not. I just don't need the upgrades, to be quite honest with you. Like, it's not gonna
Do
be.
you not own an Apple TV? I
I
thought
definitely do
one.
have an Apple TV.
I think you like, isn't it your roommates and you use it,
Yeah.
or you? That's different, Quasi.
Well,
If he leaves, you're without one, right?
yeah, but like I don't watch TV anyway, so
None. You just don't watch TV.
well, I thought this was known. I
No.
I don't watch much TV. I play more games, right? And
Okay.
even if he does leave with the Apple TV at this current point in time, I have this wonderful device called a PlayStation, and much similar to Xbox, I can watch everything that I want to watch on said PlayStation, and I have an iPad for anything I can't watch on said PlayStation.
And a Mac.
And I have a monitor with like a little dongle that connects to USB-C. So, HDMI to USB-C. So worst case
So
scenario, I
so
just kind of
you
hook
are
my
good.
stuff up. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too
Yeah.
worried about it.
Well, I'm not saying you can't watch stuff. I'm more saying, like, the dedicated box for that thing is gonna be gone.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting a dedicated box for myself, but then I was like, I don't watch TV enough. This is just an impulse purchase. And I took a step back and I was like, maybe not. Maybe not today. Maybe next time.
Maybe in September, right, when this one comes out.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Okay, Quasi, we gotta talk about this, right? As of today of recording, Prime Day is upon us.
Full swing.
And I wanna just say that it's a good and bad thing. It's great for the deals, bad for the wallet.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's not
let's
great for my
just
wallet.
maybe sway you and helping you choose some what we think are really good deals with Apple right now. And there is like really good deals with Apple right now. And it's not fair for the wallet. But let me just kind of go through some of it right now. So Quasi mentioned this morning that the Apple Watch Series 11, right?
11. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually maybe a lot cheaper than Quasi paid for it right now, which hurts him a little bit in a lot of ways. But so you get the 42 millimeter 11 starting at 279,
Yeah, I mean, that's just absolutely
a
great
lot cheaper.
for anybody who wants to purchase it today. Now, you might say, Adam, I don't even know how much the regular one costs. Well, the regular one is $400.
It's a lot cheaper.
So this is what, $121 cheaper or $120 cheaper? I don't know.
Just just know, Quasi, if you would wait for Prime Day, you would have missed Father's Day. You
This is
know,
true. I would have missed Father's Day if I waited for Prime Day, but I would also have $120 in my pocket. Nevertheless,
sorry,
you
I'm just not
know,
liking that Mac is discharging faster than it's charging with a 100-watt charger.
yeah, I mean,
But
that's really unfortunate for you.
yeah, I'll be fine. Just it's a little bit concerning. Besides that, so you can get an Apple Watch 42 millimeter Series 11 with cellular, right, for 400, usually 500. And man, just all kinds of them are on sale. The titanium one is 515, normally $700. It's pretty crazy. Can I just tell you this that the Apple Watch Ultra 3 has also dropped 649 from $800.
Entirely too expensive still.
Okay, but it just is the best Apple Watch there is still. I mean,
Okay, but
just a fact.
why is the watch the same price as the phone?
Why? It's
Yeah, I just don't
ultra. It
think.
does a lot of great stuff. I mean, for hikers, people that want to scuba dive and all this great stuff, it has a lot of features.
So
Like,
It's
okay,
is it
your
better than
phone's
the
not gonna tell
phone?
you your phone's not gonna tell you have AFib. I mean, it will give you the notification because the Apple Watch tells it, right? It's a good health device. It does a lot of tracking for your health. It can let you know if you have too high heart rate, too low heart rate. It can let you know if you have AFib. It can tell you if you have high blood pressure. I think it does that. I mean, I'm not wrong about that. But like, it's great health companion, right? And it also tells time. I mean, just to let you know that it does that too.
That's
So,
cool.
like, I don't know. There's a lot of features I love about the Apple Watch, and I did use the SOS feature when I was in hiking in Tennessee a year or so ago, and that's quite nice. I mean, just so the track back alone, which not all the Apple Watches have, that's fantastic. If you know what that is, essentially, it's a feature where you can like mark on the map, which is offline, by the way, certain plots to get back to your spot that you left from. So let's say you leave like, middle of the day and you're hiking, you kind of get lost because you're in the hiking mood. You just want to keep going. You want to see this great waterfall, this nice stream or whatever, right? You're like, man, it's starting to get dark. Which way did I come from? Now you can go back and look, right? Because maybe do a 360, it looks the same to you. Now you have a direct way to get back to how you started, so you're not lost in the woods, which no one likes the woods or should like the woods at night. You know what I'm saying? What seemed to be very sane and perfect and wonderful during the day now is a scary place where there's someone out there to kill you, or whatever, right? So I'm saying TrackBack's a really nice feature, and the Apple Watches are way cheaper now than what Quasi bought them for, and you should take advantage of that.
Sure.
Okay, AirTag 2 Quasi, $22.
Wow.
Usually $29. So it's not a huge discount, but still discounted. For some reason, if you like the Apple Magic Mouse and you love to charge it
It's not
upside down,
horrible. I really like it for editing. I will put that out there.
it's okay.
I really like it
Functionally,
for
it's a
editing.
nice mouse. It has one major flaw that they've never fixed, ever. Charging it is abysmal. Come on now. I gotta turn it upside down, can't use now, to charge it. You couldn't put the charger like in the front so you can just plug it in, and then when you plug it in, you can still use it? Or like make a wireless charging system so you can set it on the charger or a mouse pad that charges as you use it? I mean,
No, I feel like the
Apple's
technology
pretty
wasn't
innovative.
available at
I
that
mean,
time
I
when they first designed it.
I think that there's no innovation in the Apple Mouse at all anymore. When they made this, they've changed nothing in years, and that needs to change. I mean, come on now. Quasi, what are some of your favorite deals right now?
Um, Obviously that Apple Watch deal is pretty nice. Some other deals that I saw, the M4 iPad Air is $110 off for both the 13 and the 11-inch. Another thing I saw today, Sony XM5s, or sorry, the XM6s are like $140 off from their $400 price tag down to like 300.
Oh,
Um,
jeez.
I think I saw an Aura Ring. The Aura Ring 4 is half off. Half off is
I want one.
pretty gnarly. Like
But wait,
that's pretty
is
good.
that the ring that requires a subscription to have it, though?
It is indeed. But that's
Yeah. No, I'm not. I can't do that. I get that you want to offer that as an addition to the ring for those who want it, but like you have to have this for it to be basically used. If
yeah,
you're
I mean
gonna do
it's pretty
that,
bad.
give me
But
the
I
ring
don't
for
know if that's
free.
how it actually works because I obviously don't have one yet.
Yeah, I kind of want a smart ring, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean it'd be cool. Um, there's also the Theragun Mini. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a massage gun. That's
Ooh,
27% off.
man.
And then the Whoop. The Whoop is 17% off
What about the
from
AirPods Max?
the AirPod Maxes are I think it's $150 off. I could be wrong. Don't quote me yet. Yeah, they're
It's
$150 off.
it's insane, man.
It's pretty darn great. Now,
So great that Crazy has not bought them at
wait,
all,
I
but
actually missed one thing. Tonight I will be purchasing AirPod Pros 3s. Now, if you guys have been following the podcast for a while, you would know that when we started this podcast, every time we would get on here, I'd have AirPods in. Unfortunately, my AirPods have left us. They've went and we can't find them. all I have to
Well, you have
remember them
one.
by is the case.
So wait, you lost both AirPods now?
All of them are gone. It's really unfortunate. All right, we will hold the funeral procession today, and then tomorrow we'll have our new AirPods. But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be really unfortunate because you guys might not see this. Like, Prime Day is gonna be ending on the day this episode comes out, so hopefully,
We're just talking about the deals that you're gonna miss.
yeah, hopefully you guys can are watching this at the crack of dawn that day, you know, so that this is actually helpful to you.
Yeah.
But if not, gosh darn it, guys, I'm so sorry. How'd you guys miss these deals?
Well, I'm sure they're aware of them. We're just like recapping at this point, right? That's
Yeah,
what we're kind of doing right
yeah,
now.
hopefully.
Okay. Well, that's some of the prime deals right now that we see. There's obviously so much more, and it
I
would take
actually
us.
forgot to mention the MetaQuest 3.
Oh yeah, what's
It's
that?
uh it's going for $296 right now rather than 349, which is 15% off. Which is pretty good.
You know, I don't see on this list
What?
the Vision Pro.
Yeah, I mean,
If there
the
was a
Vision Pro is
time
only
to,
sold by Apple, so
well,
you'll
yeah, like
never
how
see a
about
discount on
Apple?
that.
That's like the one thing that they should like discount like heavily. Just that one product.
I promise you,
Say,
you take
guys,
$1,000 off, I'll be the first person in line.
guys, it's now $1,500 off the price.
But
You know,
only for the next 7 hours. I'll be the first person in line.
they
I'll
would
have mine
sell
today.
out all of them. They would do that. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This one's interesting to me. So, Quace, you want to take this one?
I
'Cause
said
that
this one's
has
interesting to you.
it is, but I'm gonna let you take it though, because
Okay.
yeah, and then
So
I'll say my words.
so basically Apple has given Samsung the go ahead to begin not like Samsung the just the phone company, no, Samsung's display department. Apple's given them the green light to start making a foldable iPhone OLED panel, right? And that's why Adam said this is really interesting to him because Adam loves OLEDs, right? So there's going to be some exclusivity here. Samsung's going to be the only OLED supplier for Apple's foldable devices because they just signed a 3-year agreement. Um, they the reason Samsung was able to secure this was because they have a final yield rate of over 80%, and Apple has a strict 70% threshold. That is 10% more than Apple's threshold. That's really good on Samsung's part. The new technology or the new panels will utilize color filter on encapsulation alongside Samsung's new M16 OLED material, which promises a lot of improvements in brightness, color performance, power, efficiency, and overall lifespan. And now we have some rumored specs. So the current leaks point to a 7.8 inch display, right? So slightly smaller than the iPad mini, and a 5.5-inch cover display. And then internally, it's expected to feature an Apple A20 chip, the custom C2 or Cellular 2 modem, and then Touch ID instead of Face ID, which I don't hate at all, right? And how much money will you need to have saved up by September if you want to purchase this? $2,000. It's rumored to be going for $2,000 minus tax because for some reason
Currently,
in America they just don't put tax on any of the prices. But yeah, that's what we're
well,
looking at.
the reason why they don't is because it's not the same rate across the whole country.
That actually makes a lot of sense now that I think about it.
Yeah, even within a state, it could be different price structures between, the northern, southern, and middle part of the state. So that's why you don't see that. But I just don't understand in my head, this is just me, why Apple chooses a massive competitor to make panels for an iPhone. Let that sit in for 1 second. When Apple sells an iPhone, which has OLED across the board at this point, Samsung gets a cut of every iPhone sale. Does that make you just kind of in your head go bananas? Because it does me,
No, not really. I don't have any
really.
malice in my heart towards Samsung, so
But they have
it's
malice
mutually
towards Apple.
beneficial. I just don't think they do.
They
It's a
Did you
rivalry, but it's not malice.
did you not see their ad about uh, my gosh, what's it called?
The
The
notch.
notch? They blatantly only bashed Apple for the notch. That wasn't like, "Our phone's great, da, da, and so on." They made fun of Apple so much, like, heavily for that, and then did the exact same thing, like, a year or so later, which is
They did
also funny
not
to
do a
me.
notch.
They did. They did. Oh, yes,
Samsung
they
does
did.
not have a notch.
You should look it up because that's wrong. They did. Like, a year or so later. They did. But here's the thing
No,
about that.
I think what you're thinking of is when they bullied them for losing, um, what's it called? The the aux port, and then they did that a year later. But Samsung's never had a notch on their
Yes,
phone.
Samsung
They've had,
has
like, a
used
little hole
notches.
punch. Where do you see this? Let's can you, show me a notch?
The Galaxy A10, A20, and M20 had notches. It was different style notch. It was the Infinity U, Infinity UV notches. They had the hole punch notch, Infinity
Yeah,
O,
so the
and
hole
Galaxy
punches is what
S10.
I was referencing, and they're just not notches. The
So
only thing is the tab, the Galaxy Tab, I know has a notch.
the Galaxy A10, A20, and M20 in 2018
8.
unveiled this several notch displays in late 2018.
Take a look here together.
Please do.
Um, this is not a notch. This is a hole punch cutout.
Which one are you looking at? This is the A10? How about the
This is the
A20?
A10.
Well, that means Gemini's wrong then.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you that.
I think you were actually. How about the M20?
Yeah, I mean, these aren't notches, these are like hole punch cutouts. Yeah, so,
Huh.
like I said, that was the
Interesting.
aux port. Samsung was bullying them over the aux port,
I stand
and then
corrected.
they came and then completely just took away their own aux port. So
Okay, they did do
that's
that.
one of those examples. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Samsung has any inherent malice um
It's like a
towards
Bears versus
whatchamacallit.
Packers, right? It's like
I just
that.
don't think it's that deep. I think it's I think they're a lot more chill than that.
Yeah, but like,
I
okay,
think it's a
the
rivalry,
the
not a hatred.
well, obviously, it's a one-sided thing. 'Cause I don't think Apple hates Samsung. Clearly, they choose them for their OLED supplier, or they don't hate them, but they definitely compete with them. But Samsung like goes the extra mile. What I'm trying to say is this: in their ads, it's not to showcase what they have; it's to bash Apple products to convince you to get their products instead of Apple. And I get that you want to make sales and get and all that stuff, but at the same time, you can like showcase what you have, may that be the selling point, and don't just say you should buy our phones because Apple sucks and makes you fall down a lot, or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Like that to me, it's just like a bit extra. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to say. To me, that makes me feel like that they hate Apple. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe they don't, but like their ads say a different story. Speaking of different stories, Quasi, let me just say, we talked about this before, like for almost now a year and a half now, the podcast that Apple's working on AR glasses and VR glasses, right? Not to be confused with the Vision Pro, not a Vision Lite. It's a whole separate category of product, right? This is like the Meta Ray-Bans, the Oakley Ray-Bans, and there's some other ones out there too that I just can't think off the top of my head. But Quasi's gonna pull up just some these aren't even mocks. These are just concepts, right? But as you know, Meta bands is probably the most the top selling smart glasses in the market, I think, right now. And there could be I could be wrong, but this is what I see. And because of that, people love this concept and idea. So Apple's going to do their version of this, which we now know from Marcus Germontis, aka Mark Gurman, that by the end of 2027, which is happened to be next year, we're going to see the Apple smart glasses come to light. And I'm excited to see this, Quasi, because there's a lot of people I think that will jump on this instantly. And I'm hoping for is that Apple works out a deal with lens manufacturers to offer that for these smart glasses discounted rate. That's one thing Meta's done now is you can get your prescriptions with the Meta Ray-Bans, and they're cheaper than going like to lens crafters or wherever else because it's just you already spent on the glasses. We're gonna give you a discount on that. If Apple follows that, that would be a massive, huge gain for Apple. Imagine having these glasses that are smart, do a lot of great things, but you have the Siri AI with it. You have functions of Apple that you can use. You can see your text messages, all this other stuff, and read them to you. That excites me. Quasi, what are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I haven't really done too much research into these glasses because obviously, well, actually, there's no obvious thing, but the biggest thing with me is privacy, right? So the Meta Ray
100%.
brands, everybody knows, are absolutely just awesome. They've cornered the market, and it's gotten to the point where Meta had to go ahead and let people know that they're being recorded by using this thing, right? The little light. But the important part for me is security, right? If I'm gonna have these glasses on, I need to make sure that nobody's watching me as I'm like if I have these glasses on while I'm in the restroom, I don't want anybody seeing what I'm doing in the restroom. You know what I mean?
Ooh, good point.
Like, it's
You
not that I'm
actually,
not comfortable in the bathroom. It's just like that's a private space, you
you
know?
you
And
accidentally go live on Instagram or something,
yeah,
right?
wouldn't that be horrible?
Oh
So,
man, Grandma, don't be
I,
watching this.
I, I could definitely see some issues with it, but as all things Apple, there's going to be a strict privacy first approach,
They
which is going
should,
to set it
yes.
away from other competitors. So I'm really I'm kind of looking forward to these. I'm not saying I'm going to purchase these, but I would not purchase them if that makes sense. Like if the budget allows, then you could see me with these on my face.
Question for you, Quasi.
Hit me.
Do you think that there's two sides of the market with smart glasses, right?
Right.
There's the market of I'm gonna buy this for sunglasses, right? From outside or whatnot. And there's the market for I wear glasses like all the time. And this is what I need to wear. There's people in the middle, right? Which market do you think will be purchasing this more?
Definitely the enthusiasts, not the people who actually need glasses, right? So you could, but that's not to say you can't be both, right? You could be an enthusiast who wants to purchase the glasses because you wear glasses, but also I think there's going to be a lot of people who aren't prescribed glasses, like exactly what we're seeing with the Meta Ray Bans, right? I've seen some people who have never had glasses a day in their lives with Meta Ray Bans on, and it's just it's all about I think it's really about the camera. I don't think they're using the AI at all.
I do a
But,
lot actually.
oh, do you?
When it works. Oftentimes, it just like I put them on and then it will think about what I asked it, and then it says, "Open the, AI app," and, that part sucks. One thing to note, just as an overall thing, and I bring this up because I saw this at Chipotle last week, the Meta Ray-Ban glasses are not waterproof. So, if you think that you can just wear them in the rain, you might not wanna do that because you can ruin them. Might have not been ruined in the rain. I asked, Meta AI this because I wanted to know, and then what they basically said is, like, they can get slightly wet for a little bit, but, like, even in a light rain, you might wanna put them away. That to being said, I saw this guy had the Oakley Ray-Bans, right? He's wearing them on one of the days where we had downpour here. I mean, it was like, you couldn't see 100 feet in front of you, downpour. He ran Chipotle and ran back out with them on. I'm like, "Does he not know that those are not waterproof? They're probably ruined now." But, like, this guy looked like he can just go buy another pair right now kinda thing, right? That's just how he looked. He had, like, I'm a golfer, but I also had nice shoes on, and he had, like, just stuff on that made him look like he was rich. Maybe he's not, but that's how he looked. Anyway, it's just a side fact, but Apple should incorporate waterproofing for glasses because even though it rains, it could still be sunny out sometimes. So you want to have those glasses for those occasions. Or maybe you had to wear glasses and you don't need to take them off because of that very reason. So like, that's one feature they should add to it if they haven't already. I'm looking forward to because I'm kinda into smart glasses now, you know? For me, not because I need glasses in general, but for sunglasses. For me, I don't know what it is, Quasi. If I go outside without sunglasses and it's sunny out, I sneeze. Like, it's just my mom
Don't
had
think the
this
2 are
thing.
related.
No,
I
really, and I'm dead serious. My mom had this too, and it would take, like, 95, 10 seconds. I cannot walk that far out in the sun without sneezing. I don't know what it is. I think it's just too bright. Right, I don't know, but that's just how I
okay.
am. So, there are times I can get past it without that sneeze, but I don't wanna make someone almost drop their baby again, Quasi. That's my point.
What?
That's a true story. I'm at Walmart, leaving Walmart one time, it's brightest day out. When I went into Walmart, it was raining, Quasi, so I thought I was fine, right? Cloudy skies, overcast, the whole works. I leave Walmart. I'm only there about 34 minutes, right? And it's like the clouds are gone. It's just bright sun, right? Nice, good sun, but bright. I sneeze so loud because it's one of those, like, catastrophic sneezes, right? The ones you're like,
Yeah.
"I gotta stop walking." It's those. So I stopped walking, I sneezed, and this mother almost dropped her newborn baby that she's holding. She did this and almost
Wow.
dropped the kid, and I felt so bad, but it's also kinda funny. The point is this, I had to wear sunglasses because it's just a thing I have. So for me, I'm interested in this because I wanna see Apple's take on this. We do not think from links so far that's gonna be like you're gonna see like a AR/VR screen like you see the Vision Pro. It's more of like you see sunglasses, right, normally, or just glasses, and then you can use AI interaction with voice and whatnot. That's the anticipation of this product. But 2027, Quasi, I have a feeling that once you hear about these, you're gonna want them
Perhaps.
because you like the Vision Pro. It's not
I'm
the same
a big fan,
category, it's
yeah.
close to the same category product. But Apple killed the Vision Pro with making an amazing device. The price not so much, but the product is phenomenal.
It's
So I
true.
think that Meta has run for their money because Apple's gonna do great things. But we have yet to hear too much about it so far. And I think the big focus they have to work on is waterproofing, number one, two, functionality and battery life, and three, what's the overall usage of these glasses purpose? Is it gonna be a companion, or are you gonna be able to use it for more than you think you can? And that's the questions I have for Apple. And we will know in 2027, Quasi. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm excited. Any thoughts with this?
No, I think that you've, pretty much summed it up, and it's not
I'm
that I don't
talking
wanna
too much, Quasi,
comment on
too.
this situation, it's just I genuinely have nothing, so
I I feel like I'm talking too much this episode. I gotta let you talk more.
it's okay.
I'm so passionate about
Don't worry,
this.
I'll take this next one.
Okay.
Alright, so Adam last episode, he was going crazy. He was demolishing into Apple's side about how Apple Watches are losing support, right? So, as you guys know, if you watched last episode, the Apple Watch Series 6, Series 7, Series 8, the SE2, and the original Apple Watch Ultra are only getting basic security patches moving forward. They are not getting watchOS 27. And this is very weird. We've never seen this before because it effectively makes these things only 3 years worth of support, right? Apple's famous for 7 years, 8 years of support on their devices, and in one fell swoop, they've made a massive shift in that what is it? Lifespan.
It hurts.
And you might be like, "Okay, Apple probably doesn't have a good reason for this. I hate Apple, rah, rah, rah," right? So the official reasoning, according to Kate Dooley, Apple's product marketing manager, is that the processing power required for the new Siri AI and integration and tap gestures is just way too demanding for the older chips. So unless you want your entire arm to be on fire because the chip is running that hot, you're gonna need to upgrade to a Series 9, an Ultra 2, an SE3, or newer, right? And that's not horrible because I'm currently deciding between the SE3 and the Series 11.
Okay, first off, Quasi, come on. Don't you are Quasi.
Yes, this is true.
You don't wanna get just the SE2. Come on, Quasi.
I mean,
You
I just feel like
at
when I'm looking at them,
least
I don't
the
need all
11.
these features. Like, I don't
Are you
have any
kidding?
heart problems, so I don't need the
Quasi,
AFib
it's not
detector.
about that. It's
No, that's exactly what it is about for me.
Quasi.
I just don't need that many
Aren't
features.
you a tech enthusiast?
Yeah, but it's like, again, I don't need that many features. Like, there are
It's like buying a tire, not the car. It's massive distant. Like,
I don't think it's that. I think it's more of like buying a golf cart instead of a car, but I don't think it's just buying one tire. That's
that's a
useless.
big difference. Like, when it rains, you're gonna get wet. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
This
a
is true.
that's a I I think Quasi is at a point in your life where you've went through life and you realize and know that the base Apple Watch is and meant what you need. Like the SE is for like grandmas or kids
No,
under
they
12.
the grandma should definitely be getting the one with all the health features. I definitely think that any grandma
Yeah,
should
I
be
mean,
getting.
you're not wrong there, but I'm saying like people that don't seek out what it really has to offer. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like
it's not like I'm not looking at all the features, but like the SE has dang near every feature I need, right? It's got that always on display. That was the biggest difference. Like with the SE2, it didn't have an always on display,
I realize that, Quasi. I'm just
right?
saying that you
And
should
then
consider just the 11,
I don't need
right?
hypertension. I don't
Did
need
you
ECG,
do you
right?
just
I don't
tell
need blood
me
oxygen.
you just told me before we started recording a little story that you try to match your father, which
Yeah,
from
but
what sounds like to me that he might have just somehow acquired an Apple Watch Series 11.
not
So you
somehow.
would
No, don't do that. I bought him an Apple Watch. Don't do that.
well, I was leading you up to say that, okay?
but
What I'm
but
saying though
after
is,
buying said Apple Watch, I realized that my wallet, right? My
Quasi, but you
wallet
do you
is not as
realize that
heavy as
like
it
there's
used to be.
Prime Day sales right now,
Yeah,
right?
but I don't. I'm buying AirPod. See, the thing is, when there's this many good deals, you have to find one and stick with it. If I buy everything, I will be in debt,
But do
and
you
it will not be
realize
good.
this, Quasi? You at least have the Apple AirPods case. You have no Apple Watch Series 11. No part of it.
I have the charger. I have the charger. Yeah,
It's I'm sorry, Quasi, I wasn't trying
true
to
story.
bash you there. I'm just letting you know that I think you should your watch is, like, for sure not getting support for iOS
Oh, yeah,
27.
absolutely not. That's
You
why
know,
we're looking
we're
to
at
upgrade.
that point. Your case at least is supported through Apple. Does that make
This
sense?
is true. I understand what you're saying.
So, I know this is a wild thing to say, but you have been talking about getting an Apple Watch upgrade for a good long while, and you also mentioned that when your father's gonna get one, you have this older one that you really want to get an Apple Watch. So I guess my point is this: it's time. It's time for Quasi to just like take a deep breath and realize that it's time for you to finally get an Apple Watch Series 11, not the SE.
I
I
just don't know how
really,
necessary the deep breath is, but okay.
well, like with great life choices, you must take a deep breath to just contemplate on what's right, and that is the right choice, not the Series SE.
Mm,
Okay. All I'm saying, Quasi, is I think it's time that you deserve it, I say.
okay.
And, you could with maybe some repayment of the Apple Watch from siblings, if that's what you're still working out, that maybe you could sway to get the Apple Watch Series 11 of your choice with some repayments and, like, some adjustments in the bank account, you know what I'm saying? Like, there
Perhaps.
I think there's ways when you put your mind to it that you can make this happen. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, there definitely
And
is, but I just don't think I need all the features. It's like it's really getting to me because like okay, let me go to the Apple Watch website and hit the compare button. Give me 2 seconds. Let me walk you through my frame of mind.
okay, let's
Alright,
do
so
that.
here we have the Apple Watch Series 11, SE3, and Ultra 3. Now, first and foremost, I'm not getting rose gold aluminum. Everybody knows I'm getting the black, right? That's the only color and watch you get.
Really the only color, yeah, I
Yeah, I
agree with
mean,
that.
why are you getting anything but black or silver, right? That just I don't
Really
need a
just
green
black.
watch.
Yeah.
Wow, somebody does have a green watch, so I shouldn't have said use the color green.
The band that's green, but
Oh, okay. Alright. 490 oh, sorry, GPS, 399, 249, and this one only comes with GPS and cellular, alright? So it's got a 44 millimeter case, which is right between the 46 and the 42. I thought the 46 was a little bit big. That's fine. 46 is better here, right? That's a win for this. They've both got an always on retina display. This one goes up to 1,000 nits. This one goes up to 2,000 nits.
You're also
Okay.
comparing the wrong watch, by the way.
This is definitely the Series 11 and the SE3.
But you're talking about the SE2.
Nah. Why would
Okay.
I want the SE2? That's
Okay.
just not it. Hypertension
ECG app,
notifications.
not
I
there.
just I just don't need this. Right?
Here's the thing about I'll
I
just
don't
give you
need
a little
this either.
quick. I think you do. Here's why. As a fact, with AFib, over 90% of people have no clue they have AFib. That's a big percentage of people that don't know. I'm not saying you have it right now, Quasi. That's not what I'm saying. But there is detections with heart stuff that might let you know you might have it. And let me tell you from having it, had is the keyword in that sentence. It's really good to know that because that's a pretty crappy thing to have. It comes to the heart, you want it to work. It's kind of really
Yeah, I mean,
important for
it's
most people. So I'm trying to say is like that's one feature I would just never not have. That is a huge feature that is very helpful. And I'm not saying that you should always rely on your Apple Watch for that very thing. What I'm saying though is people have been diagnosed with AFib because their Apple Watch let them know they might have it and get, checked out. And if you catch it early enough, you might be able to get rid of it. And that's my point. So that to me is a feature. If I buy an Apple Watch, it's a requirement, it's not even a choice. I don't have that. High
okay.
heart rate, also important, but that has it.
Wait, so doesn't AFib like isn't that like an irregular beat in your
Yes.
so then it tells you about irregular rhythm anyway. So why would I
But the
why would I
ECG confirms it. That makes sense.
Yeah, but like I don't think I'm just gonna take my Apple Watch's word for it. Like you get that notification, then you go to the doctor and say, "Hey doc, my Apple Watch told me XYZ." You're not just gonna say, "Oh, I have AFib now," if that makes
I
sense.
guess if you have AFib or you have questions about it, that app is pretty important to know. That's what I'm trying to say.
Interesting. Well, I just don't need this blood oxygen app either.
Oh, it's nice to know. I mean, if you're low on blood oxygen, you just don't know that just from being, walking
This is true.
around. So
I don't get in the water, so a lot of these I don't need, to be quite honest
you
with
don't
you.
like water?
I I don't get in the water, to be quite honest with you.
Like
Like
you don't like swimming?
I can't swim.
You,
It's
you can't
it's an
swim.
issue. Yeah.
So if you
I feel
fell
like
out of
this
a
has come up before.
helicopter, and you're doing training in a helicopter, you fell out by accident, you just would die.
Correct.
Do you
If
have
I
like an aspiration to learn how to swim, and you just haven't yet,
I
or
mean, I've been trying. I've been trying to learn how to swim, but I will die. So
so you see you have so here's the question: is it like the kind of water like in the ocean where you get it, you can't touch the bottom,
no,
or
it's a pool.
so? But is your
I
fear
could touch the bottom, but
more
there's
more
only
of
7 feet
like
of water.
no? What I'm saying is your fear more of like bodies where we can't touch the bottom,
If I can't touch the bottom, I will die.
or are you afraid that like there's gonna be like a shark that wants to play footsie or something, right, or
I'm not
whatever?
worried about a shark. Like I will just die if I can't touch the bottom and jump back up. It's bad.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's really bad.
I'll be the first to tell you, Quasey, that usually you're fine with that stuff if you just know how to, you know. Okay, well, I think there's room for improvement here. That's
Yeah, no,
okay.
definitely. But
Swimming's fun. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah, back on the topic, the Apple Watch just has that new Siri and whatnot. It's just too hot. And the software engineering director David Clark said that the new update watchOS 27 is designed to make the watch a true partner to the Apple Intelligence things, and they're doing a major focus in seamless contextual handoff between the Apple Watch and the iPhone when using Siri for everyday tasks. So,
Okay.
I mean, yeah, those are just big words to say that you're gonna have a better experience because they're cutting off the older ones, right? They're saying it's kind of like what Xbox should, or I'm not gonna say they should do this with the Series S, but the Series S is kinda holding back the entire generation, if that makes sense.
Let me just pose a question. Okay. So the Apple iPhone 11 is supported with iOS 27,
Correct.
but has restricted features of the new Siri and stuff that it offers, but has other core features that iOS 27 has. Okay. But it
Okay.
just will lack what you can't use in that device's hardware. Why couldn't I do the same thing for the Apple Watch?
Well, that's
I
pretty
would
much what it's
rather,
doing.
it's not. I would rather, yeah, they're just getting security updates.
Yeah.
So, like, but they're not gonna get the 27 watch OS. You see what I'm saying? You'll
Yeah,
get
but
updates for your
really,
current
there's
generation.
there's not much updates in watchOS.
Well, no, what I'm saying though is you'll have a situation where you'll have a newer iPhone that will support, iOS 27, then your watch is gonna be on a 26. You're not gonna have the same OS on both devices, which is gonna be kind of a problem, right? You don't wanna do that. What I'm saying though is, give me 27 for these watches that are not supported, but restrict the features that you cannot use for the watch. Just do that. I'd rather them do that than say you cannot use iOS 27 at all. Your watch, it's a Series 1 Ultra watch and below, and the Series A and below are just obsolete now. That is a treacherous choice on Apple's part. I get you can't use all the features of iOS 27, which is heavily AI. I get this. But don't say you're done with those Apple Watches. If I spent $800 on a Series 1 Apple Watch, I'd be so pissed off right now at Apple. In fact, I know people that are extremely furious with Apple because of this choice, to the point where they might switch. That's a
Just
bad
don't think
thing.
that
Would you
anybody's
rather
at that
lose a
point.
customer because of this or just make it less features, which is still it's like, okay, this is our compromise. So if you want these features, you have to get a new watch, okay? Okay, that's compromise.
What new features are they missing out on aside from Siri?
Quasi, the whole OS.
What's new with the OS? There's
Quasi,
4 new features.
you can tell
There's
me,
genuinely 4 new features, and one of them is
you
Siri.
cannot tell me though that just having an old OS with a new iPhone, sorry, not new iPhone, let's say a Series 12 iPhone, right? You can get iOS 27, but your watch cannot go to iOS 27. That would make you just uneasy all the time. Always.
I just don't think it would.
It's like
My
it's
watch is
like
probably on, like, watchOS 10. I don't even know, and it's not an issue for me. Let's see
it's
here.
the whole idea that they're supporting an older iPhone, really old iPhone,
Yeah, mine is on
11.
watchOS 10.
They're supporting a really old iPhone, but not the watch, and restricting features. That is a compromise I'm willing to accept. Do the same thing for the Apple Watch. That's my point. I think that's a bad move. Apple is known to be a company that supports devices for a long time, which is something that Samsung and all these other places do not do as well at. And they're shifting this now. This going to happen with our devices next year? Are they going to say, okay, you don't have the Series 17 iPhone, you can't use iOS 28? You see what I'm saying? Is this going to be a trend moving forward, or are they they could not fathom the concept to make this work with iOS 20, with these watches. The point is this: they knew what they were going to be making, and they could have been doing internal testing with this, and they still chose to move forward with not supporting these watches that are 3 years old. That's an issue to me. I love Apple, but this choice is awful. This is not a good idea. And I get you can make it work. I get you want to make the satisfaction high for the use case. I get this. But do something where you can compromise this and have it a little better for these people so that they're not down on OS version. Because to me, Quasi, that makes my watch obsolete. And that makes me upset. I spent $800 for my watch. Thank God I purchased the Series 2 Ultra because I wanted the black one. If I had the Series 1 still and I could not use this for iOS 27, but my phone I could, I would not be happy about that. And people are agreeing with this same thing. If it's seriously the chipset and the RAM that's in this device, just limit those features you cannot use in 27 like they did in the iPhone 11 and make everything a lot better. It seems to be a very simple choice to do, right? The Series 1 Apple Watch at the time for iOS 26 could do certain things the Series 2 could do. Okay, it's a compromise. I understand that, but I can still use the OS. What are your thoughts, Quasey? I mean, am I just really just, out there on my own with this?
I
Or,
mean, yeah,
like, I don't
I don't
know.
know if you're on your own. I'm definitely sure that there's people who would agree with you, but I just don't think it's that big of a deal because first and foremost, this year's update is not that massive, right? Some of the things are I can actually list you dang near everything that they improved this year. It's that new Siri, right?
Huge
Um,
thing, though.
and then there's a dedicated Siri app, right? That's a genuine update that they made, right? And then they have a new app grid, right? And then they have one new tap feature, and then Workout Buddy, which is literally on the watch from last year, just has new insights. And then there's a new cycle tracking thing for women. So if you're missing your period, it'll let you know.
But
Those are
there's
the
also
only features.
that's new features. There's also security enhancements, improvements, and then bug
But you're
fixes for
getting
Google.
security updates anyway.
But, like, what you don't realize is security updates is not the same thing as, like, they fix bugs, they fix issues, and so on and so on. You can do security updates for Windows XP, but it's not the same thing as Windows 11. You see what I'm saying? It's different. In my head, if
Yes.
I can't update, it's not a device that's supported anymore. That means it's obsolete. And to hear the word obsolete for a device that's 3 years old is kinda bad. Right, that's like Samsung territory, right? We will not support a device that's 3 years old. People hated that about Samsung. That's what they loved about Apple. Now they're doing that very thing for the Apple Watch. Granted, it's the Apple Watch. It's not the iPhone, their big flagship, but it's one device that people like a lot with paired with an iPhone, and now it's gonna be kind of a tough time.
Yeah, but I gotta be honest with you. You're not missing out on much. And I'm running watchOS 10 and I'm not having any issues. Like it's like you're not even gonna notice unless like
But
the general consumer is not gonna the general consumer doesn't even know.
you
The
know
general
deep
consumer didn't
down.
watch WWDC, right? The people who these Apple Watches are targeted at don't watch the events. They just know about Apple Watches through word of mouth. So they're not even gonna know that they're missing out on this, you know?
I think okay, here's what I wanna do, Quasey, and I've not even talked to Chase about this at all yet. I wanna get Chase on soon and have his take with this, because he usually brings the middle ground in with us, and you know what's weird is I think we're at a twist and a turn with this because I'm usually the Apple sheep in the sense of like, yeah, Apple's doing this for good reasons and stuff. You're usually the ones like, you know, Apple kind of sucks here. But now it's flip flopped. I, for once, agree with certain people that I usually don't agree with and say that this is a bad choice on Apple's part. And do you think this is not a bad choice from Apple to do such a thing? Because
Think
like
that it's the
just the
worst thing ever.
previous year, Quasey, 7 years of support. You know what I'm saying? The previous year had 7 years of support for the Apple Watch, and now slam hammer, gone. Get out of here. Get new. That's Apple telling you what you have is not good enough. Get a new watch without them saying that. That's kind of like a it's like Windows 11 making you get a new computer because it cannot support your TPM 2.0 not being there or this variant of a processor. You must get a new computer to run our glorious operating system. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of like a forced move for you to get something new without them really saying that. In my head, I could be thinking about it completely wrong. I know that they probably try their best to make this work well with the Apple Watch chipset, but keep in mind that chipset is just not as powerful as the iPhone one, but a lot of ways. So I'm saying though is, could they not curate the OS, making more support for that chipset, which they made? It's not like that someone else made it and they had to make it for this other third party. It's their own product in every way. They could have done something to make it work for this watch. These series of watch are now obsolete. That's what I'm trying to say. They could have made some adjustments to the OS. It's the same team, right, as a whole, Apple team. Make it work. They didn't do that. And that makes me scared. That's just my point, I guess. I don't know. Let us know in the comments, guys, what you think. I know Quasi is not as concerned as I am, but to me, it doesn't affect me per se, right? Because I have the Series 2 Ultra. What I'm saying though is, for those that this does affect, it sucks. Like I've heard people that I've never heard an opinion about this ever in my life are getting furious about this. They are talking about switching from the Apple Watch to the iPhone because of this choice, and that is not good. At Apple, would you not want to retain customers rather than lose customers because of this very thing? Even if they keep the iPhone, now they might go with a Fitbit or the Garmin or, even a Samsung device because it will be supported for a longer period of time. That's my point. I want to know what you guys think in the comments below. And I want this scene was very important to talk about because that's why I suspected. I thought the chipset was not going to be good enough for it to work, and that's what it basically is. But I also blame Apple for not coding it in OS to make it support somewhat. That's all. Okay, I gotta bring this up, Quasi. The Steam Machine is not a new thing from Valve. This was released so long ago and was a big flop from Valve in a bad way, and I kind of wish it wasn't. So they're now into a point, Quasi, not just talking about the Steam Machine. They announced it a little while ago. Now officially, they have put on the Steam page for the pricing and that you can reserve. You can't buy it now, but you can put your reserve into when it's available to purchase. You can. Let's discuss this. Could you go to just type in Steam Machine on Valve and just pull up the page, Quasi, if you can, please? And I'm going to bring us up a little bit. This shocked me in a lot of ways, and I know why. We'll say why. But the pricing for the Steam Machine to me is a bit expensive. So while Quasi pulls this up, I'm going to tell you right now. The 512 with no controller from the Steam Machine is 1,049 USD. The Steam Machine with 512 with controller is 1,128. Steam Machine 2 terabyte, no controller, 1,349. With controller, 1,428. I just cannot believe in my head that they thought this pricing was good to launch with. Valve is not like this, and I know why this is the case. The AI, the RAM, the chipsets, what have you. Just to be clear, the initial launch price of the Steam Machine was supposed to be between $650 and $750. That is confirmed by people that work in Valve. That was their anticipated launch price, which is way better than just about double. Quasi, what are your thoughts with this price point and the offerings that they have?
Well, it runs Steam OS, so how bad can it really be? Right? Actually, I'm looking at this at the page here, and I'm realizing obviously RAM's the most expensive thing in the world right now, right? Like you could definitely buy caviar for less money than you can buy RAM for, right? But for something that they announced last year and then the prices just shot up so exponentially and so spectacularly, I think that $1,050 is not terrible for the 512 gigabyte model, right? Obviously, you can buy a PlayStation uh with a terabyte. You can buy an Xbox with a terabyte for $700, but this is more powerful than both of those put together, right? On top of that, think about it like this: you have a heavy price up front, but then next week Steam's doing a sale, right? Like the next week after you buy it, Steam's gonna be doing a sale. Steam always does sales. Actually, if you think about it, Steam is the most consumer friendly company in the world. I don't think they care about their bottom line, to be quite honest with you, right? I've seen Steam do sales 200 times a year just for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Like, they will discount dang near anything, right? So you have to understand, yes, you have to pay this premium to get in the door. But once you're in the door, the prices of everything in there are cheaper. You know what I mean? The price of the games that you're gonna play are not as expensive. The prices of everything else are just not terrible. So I think that yes, it's a large cost to get in, but you'll be saving that money in the long run.
I have a I have a question for you. Sorry to cut you out, Quasi. Okay, you right now are going to buy a console, right? Choices are PS5, mind you, nothing yet at all. This is hypothetical. PS5, Xbox, Steam Deck, Steam Machine. Let's just say those are your options. From your current knowledge, what are you buying?
From my current knowledge, like, including, like, all the OSs and knowing what I know, like, um, so with the current prices too,
Yes.
unfortunately, the, Xbox and right now, the Xbox is gonna be the first to go, right? And then it'd be a hard decision whether to get I think the Steam machine would have to go too, simply because I can use the Steam Deck as a Steam machine and still plug it in and run Windows and everything, right? So it comes down to the Steam Deck and the, PlayStation, and then the Steam Deck is what, 900 bucks?
748.
Yeah, it's a very similar price, but I can also take this on the go with me. I think that's where the PlayStation gets eliminated. So I think
You
knowing what
would
I
get a
know,
Steam Deck
I'd get a
over a
Steam Deck
PS5.
over a PlayStation. Because right now, the, PlayStation is still giving Valve
I'm
their
proud
games.
of you, Quasi.
No, it's simply about the amount of games, but in September, my answer will be totally different because I wanna play Wolverine, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
So,
Sony has made the treacherous choice to remove their games off of Steam.
treacherous for everybody but their own users. It doesn't hurt me at all. It's treacherous for everybody but their own
When
users,
you
so
limit your consumer base, it hurts the company. In fact, factual statement has said, because I had a discussion with this with the person at work, because he's also a Sony guy. And he's like, "Oh, it will help make people buy a PS5 and then go on their own platform." I'm like, logically speaking, if you have, let's just say, 200,000 people that want to buy Wolverine, right? And of the 200,000 of them, 50,000 do not have a PS5. At the current economic times, Quasi, currently, if I want to buy Wolverine, I had to buy a PS5, which is egregiously cost expensive, plus the game. I'm looking at least $700, right? At least at this point to buy a game. That cost commitment to buy a single game to me makes 0 sense.
well, you should have known that you
But
wanted to play this beforehand. This is really on you at this point.
no, 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 no. It's on them because guess what they did? They have a system where you can get that same Wolverine game on Steam. By what was it? Months, whatever it was later.
I think it was like a year
That was a
later.
compromise that I'm willing to accept because then I had to buy a PS5 if I don't want a PS5 to play your game. That is a much better solution so I can play a game without having to get a PS5 console, which, factually speaking, is not as high end as a PC that can have ultra high graphics with better performance, better everything. And nobody in the comments can say that I'm wrong about that because that is just true. You can have a PC that has less specs than a PS5, but I can also have a PC that destroys a PS5 in every category of specs. That's a fact. So what I'm saying though is now we're going to dumb down a game to play it on a PS5, which has less specs than a PC, because I want to make it exclusive to my platform. Once again, get rid of exclusives. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Xbox lets you play it on PC, lets you play it on Steam, and now lets you play it on PS5. Great move on their part. That's not the whole point. The point I'm trying to say is this, that I'm kind of sad about this price point because you can buy a Steam Deck 512 with just about the same price point or same specs Not the same CPU, not the same RAM, but it's close for $300 less, just about. And that's kind of like a big jump in price. Now I know the Steam Deck is not as powerful as this device. I get that, right? That's why it's also more expensive, and it hurts. I really hope they were. I really hope that they can make some way to make this cheaper for people. But I think that price point is going to limit the amount of purchases because I think that there should not be a variant of that, especially at that cost, that does not include the controller automatically. You buy a PS5, every version of the PS5 comes with a controller, right?
True.
Same with Xbox, Switch as well. It's part of the controller itself, part of the whole thing itself. So if you're going to charge 1,049 for this device, that better
But
include a controller.
I think the issue well, I don't think it's an issue, but I think the thing is that they're expecting you to already have a controller, and maybe you don't wanna maybe you wanna save an extra $40, you know? Like, and just
Yeah,
use your own.
I understand that. At the same time, though, no other console, none, avoid coming with a controller. You buy a
Sure.
PS5, every version of the PS5, every version of the Xbox has a controller, and they offer it with a controller, but at 1,049, that should include a controller. I'm sorry, that's not okay. And it's literally about it's over $100 more, not over. It's slight less than $100, but at the same time, you need to include the controller with every purchase. So there should not be a variant with or without. I get
Agree.
you don't have to have the controller to play it. You can use a keyboard and mouse and
Yeah,
various other
that's another
controllers. I
thing you
get
can
that.
use.
But like, let's just say I don't have one. Now I gotta buy a bundle with this or find one that works for it, which we don't know currently what works for it. That's my point. That's kind of a bad move, I think. Secondly, 1,049 for a 512?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like, comparing other competitors. So, Quasi, can you get a PS5, whatever version, with a 1 terabyte for cheaper than 1,049?
Yeah,
Same with Xbox. So, your competitors outdo you in at least the storage capacity in every one of them. I mean, not the Switch 2, of course, because that doesn't give you that much storage, but, like, that is kind of bad, and your Steam Deck at 512 is better price point than this anyway. I'm conflicted, Quasi. I want to love it. I still want one, don't get me wrong at all. I love this console. But economically, it's kind of hard. That's my point, and it's not their fault 100%. I get the AI and stuff, but that hurts me a little bit, you know? I was really hoping to be, less than a grand. Like, if it was 1,049 for the 2 terabyte with controller, I can get behind that. That's $400 more almost
yeah,
for
it's pretty
that variant.
it's a big
I don't know.
difference.
Do you think that this is gonna sell well?
I have no clue. I don't think so.
You don't.
I'd
I hope it
argue that
doesn't flop.
it's gonna flop just because of the price.
Makes me sad, Quasi. The first one flopped so bad that this is their redemption, and the price alone might make it flop. Not because the hardware is not good, not because of what it offers. That's
Yeah,
the awful
it's
part
literally
about
only
it.
gonna be because of the price.
It's like the Vision Pro, phenomenal device in almost every single way, and the price point screws it over.
But what can you do about that? Because
I
if they
know,
change
that's the
anything, they're
problem.
not gonna make a profit, so that's
Well,
the
they're not making
unfortunate part.
profit anyway. They're just not.
Yeah,
I know this is a high cost, but once again, if they're making anything, it's like less than $50. That's my guess.
perhaps.
Because this is only to get you into playing Steam related games. But here's the huge positive with this. If you buy a game on Steam, you can play it on Windows, Mac, if it supports Mac at the time, game developer kind of thing, plus Steam Deck, plus Steam Frame, plus Steam Machine. One purchase. And it syncs your game saves with all the platforms, all the devices, and that's amazing. We have not yet seen the Steam Frame pricing. That's expected to be announced this week, hopefully, we'll see. But once again, that's gonna probably be at least $1,000 for that too.
Yeah.
It hurts, Quasi. I had high hopes this would be in like, 1,049 for the high tier. That's why I really thought it was gonna happen.
Well, in less painful news, Adam, let me go ahead and switch from that. Rockstar has confirmed that Grand Theft Auto 6 pre-orders are officially opening this Thursday, June 25th, across all digital storefronts. Yeah. Um, and that's locking in that November 19th release date. So, um, there's definitely pre-order details or pre-order dates, but we still have no clue how much the cost of the game is, and we're expecting to see that by Thursday. Um, and then we finally have the cover art, which features Jason and Lucia, or alongside there's like a boat here. There's a black guy. There's a black woman. There's a Lamborghini, a crocodile, a chopper. Just go
First
ahead and
time
look
we've
it
seen
up.
an alligator in a GTA cover, or crocodile. Um,
No
so
clue
that
which one it
means
is, but okay.
it is a crocodile. I'm almost positive. Could be wrong, but just guessing there. Um, so there were supposedly some leaks about the price point, and we've heard after the fact that that was incorrect. It was supposedly an EU retailer, but they were just speculating, and it wasn't confirmed. But the speculation, just so everybody knows, this is not confirmed, by the way, is the base game will be $100, then 120 for the medium tier, and then $200 for the physical box set with collector's edition items. And here's my point. I know they have spent more money on this specific game than any other game they've ever made. It is billions and billions of dollars, but they're expected to make that back in 24 to 48 hours after pre-orders, according to Take-Two Interactive CEO. I will say that we've seen this game get delayed so many times, and now the Take-Two Interactive CEO, I can't remember his name, which has never before until recently confirmed the release date. We've seen that Rockstar has put several release dates out, but never from this Take-Two Interactive CEO. So he has confirmed 100,000% in a video that's online, not a AI video. It's 100% real that November 19th is the day of release. Okay. The pre-orders are a bit early, I think, because it does not seem like you get the game earlier for pre-ordering it. Once first off, um, you might just get the option to pre-download it, right? That's a great little feature, I guess. But I guess my question is, Quasi, how many people are going to be taking off that day to play GTA?
No clue, but
Probably a lot.
I don't know about taking off, but because you
They
can always
will.
come home that night and play.
Yeah, but like you're gonna want to keep playing past your 2 hours or 3 hours of gameplay when you first start playing it. You know, it's one of those games. I'm guessing.
I
So
guess I
like
I haven't really played it, so
neither have I actually, or well, people have because there's people that have probably been playing this for a while now, behind the scenes. But a question you Quasi is, are you gonna pre-order it on Thursday?
no. I've never played any GTA games, so it's not like I'm itching to get my hands on it. I'll get
Not
it
a
when
single
I get
game from
around to it.
GTA.
Never. Was not a fan of violence. So also apparently there's like strippers in the game, so there's definitely just not a need for young Quays to be playing that.
Well, what about current Quasi?
Perhaps.
You're still young, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I might. I don't know. To be quite honest with you.
Okay, well, I'm probably not gonna pre-order it now. I do wanna get the game. I'm just gonna get the base game. I'm not all about GTA Online. I don't like that. I had an awful experience doing it when I first went into it. GTA 5 Online, went into it, and I spawned in, and I was killed within 4 seconds. Like, RPG, someone threw a boat at me, a helicopter, like, crashed into me in 4 seconds, and I immediately said to myself, "This is unfun. I'm not doing this again." I went into it again since, though, and I did a couple things. I just don't like it. That's just me personally, you know? But, yeah, price point is gonna be high. I gotta be honest with you, and I'm sure that the storage of this is gonna be also very high. You might have to uninstall if you have like a PSI or Xbox every other game to play it because it's gonna be like over 300 gigs. I think is what they said. It's a
Mm,
lot, a lot
that
of
is a lot.
space. So, but it's official. 25th, which is going to be after this episode, or sorry, before this episode comes out. Let us know in the comments if you're going to pre-order it. Are you excited for this game? And which platform you're going to play it on? Because PC is going to come later on, not initially on Thursday. That's okay. Give it time. I get that. So that's GTA 5. Okay, Quasi, we have come to the segment where I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but there seems to be a little bit of a change in lighting. I don't know what's going on here. You guys probably can't see us at all, and that's okay because we come with a plan. So right now we have a situation where we can make it light again in the room without turning the lights on, and it's just so weird how this is happening. It's actually probably right now more light than we had to begin with, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I'm using a
Um,
small one.
yeah, that's crazy. How about the other one?
I might get like really bright.
Okay, what we're talking about is something from Olight. This currently is the Olight Baton Ultra 4. I've never had a Baton series from Olight before, and I gotta say, I'm quite impressed. And, I'm a huge fan of Olight. I usually carry probably 4 on me at all
He's
times,
not
and
joking.
I'm just not joking. If you know who I am, you'll know it's just a true statement. I love Olight. They've been a partner with me for many years, and I will continue that partnership. I just love it. So here is a twistable USB-C port charging, which I never had before. I love that a lot. And it's kind of bright. I mean, would you say it's bright, Quasi? All I see is light right now. That's just,
That's because you're shining it right at the
yeah,
camera.
it's just so bright, and you can do, oh my gosh, I can't even see right now. It's just so bright. What I'm trying to say is, this is lighting the entire room up right now, all by itself. There's nothing else on right now. I mean, my camera LED light's on. That's about it, right? So this is a very impressive flashlight from Olight. It's a Baton 4. It's actually going to be right now on sale. And actually, I got to pull this up. I spell Amazon.
AMAZON.
Jeez. Baton Ultra. Okay. Oh my goodness. I didn't see till just now the price point because when I put this together, the Friday was not happening. This flashlight right now is on sale for $79. It's normally a $100 flashlight. What a great discount. And Quasi, what's yours?
I have in my hand right here is the OLED.
That's awesome. Yep. Yeah, we have some other videos coming out. You'll see probably before this episode comes out, if not very soon after. But I gotta show you some things really quick, okay? If you go on my TikTok, you'll see I have all kinds of Odalite kind of videos, but I want to show you this. So this is one of the chargers Olight has. It's a little MC3 connector. Just kind of pops in the very bottom of that, right? That's how you charge it. Plus, also the USB-C, which is a new function. I love that a lot. What I'll say though is the Baton 4 Pro is 1600 lumens, okay? And the Ultra is 1800 lumens. Not a huge price point. Price difference also with the lumens. It's 1600 for the Baton 4 Pro and 1800 for the other one. The Baton 4 Pro Quiz is how much on Amazon right now? $55.99. That's nuts. Usually $70. That's a big discount off the original price. You might be saying, why would I spend that much money on a flashlight? I gotta tell you, when I went to Olight I started using their flashlights. I have not gone back. I cannot go back. They're that good. They're amazing. Lifetime warranty. The battery is interchangeable, and it's like a $6 battery or whatever. It's just cheap, but it's lifetime warranty on the flashlight. They're waterproof. They have a lot of functionality. They're just so fantastic and quasi. It even has a function, which I don't want to do in the podcast because it's gonna make people have a seizure, but it has like a flash mode, right? So if you're getting attacked by an alligator that's on GTA 6 cover or something like that, you can maybe stop it, right? Or a grizzly bear or like, humongous monster from your nightmares. It's a great flashlight. It's an easy flashlight, so you can actually carry this with you in your pocket because there's a little clip right here, right? And a hat clip. It's quite fantastic. I gotta say, I'm a huge LA fan, and why I say I have 4 with me, let me show you real quick. I have this one. I have the pen. That's 2. The Ultra, Arfeld series, and I have that one. There's my 4. This is the Secret 4 Pro. So, I'm a huge Light fan. I'm not trying to represent them all the time, but I'm just saying my little, time with them has been fantastic. I just cannot wait to continue my partnership with them. Here's a quick story about Olight that I love. My very first video with them, I had a, ad I did for them. It was for Father's Day, and it was about the Arcville prototype. That flashlight and the video did so well, I just kinda asked them, "Hey, is it possible that you can send me a flashlight for my dad for Father's Day, actually?" They said, "No problem." So